Yo, what is up guys, I'm here hitting you up with a new CZN video. Today I want to show you my personal favorite team in this game so far. As you saw, I uploaded a Renoa guide and I also uploaded a Luke guide. And you know what? Why not combo them both together? There are basically two sides of a coin. One character goes really strong right off the get-go and the other one goes strong in the end game. Also, we need to combo them with an additional unit, and I decided to go with Nia because Nia actually is very flexible in this team composition with buffing and card generation and also discarding mechanic, which makes, in my opinion, the best partner for these two units. Now, how did I build these two characters so you know and have an idea of what my strategy is when it comes to them? So I'm using my Renoa build that I used already like the last couple of times here. There's already like a couple of damage increases and follow-up damage, extra damage, because that's what she needs. Echo of Sorrow, which generates dirge bullets right off the get-go. It has outbreak, so I start with 2 dirge bullets from the get-go, and every single turn I get more dirge bullets in my hand, and I just generate dirge bullets over time with Renoa. Then on the other side, with Luke, he's all about let's get the card generation going, let's get the bullets out, and let's just try to deal as much damage as possible from the get-go. He has the dagger, which gives him extra crit damage, and the Warden Shackles, which gives him extra attack percentage. This one does not matter too much, but his build is just to do also card draw and just generate his bullets, so we have DPS going into the start. And then last but not least, we also have the Nia, and Nia really, she does not have the ideal build in my opinion, but the build, even though it is not the best build, has in my opinion the best equipment on her. Now with these two units, if you play Luke and Renoa together, what you 100% want to have in your deck is a card like Rally. Best case scenario, you have this card multiple times in your deck, or even the Void of Messenger, because since you will be taking a lot of actions, you do have to delay your opponent as much as you can. So having Void or Rally helps out quite a bit with that. And then in my opinion, one of the strongest cards, and not sorry, gear pieces in this game is the Fragment of the Empty Void. At the start of battle, discard up to 3 cards, draw equal amount. This is insanely strong because you basically start the match and you can just mulligan. Whatever you don't like in the first, you just throw it away and then you just draw new and basically get to the cards you want faster this way, okay? Now, let's jump into this team and how it functions and how it works. I really love it. For the partners, I have the Karate on the Renoa, the Janet on the Luke because he does need the card, and Nyx also on Nia, which is very important because what Nyx also does, need to mention this here, is to keep going. Like we generate card draw, and then once we don't have the cards we want to have in our hand, especially if we have mana and stuff like that, we can activate Nyx to just discard cards we don't need and then keep drawing more cards, which is quite fun. Now let's just jump into this. Well, right now I need to spend my stamina, so I'm farming partner cards right here in the red dungeon weakness, so we don't have elemental advantage neither for green nor for dark. So what do we have in the hand? So we have the dirge bullet cards, which we necessarily don't need, so we can remove 3 cards. So I want to remove the Wind of Relief, the Finisher Round, and the Ballad of Pitch Black, and let's see what we get instead. Cool, we got the Rally. Let's draw another card and see what we're getting here. So those are 2 cards we don't need. Then we have another card which draws us cards. But what we 100% of the time always want to do is activate our 2 dirge bullets from the get-go, because this is where we ramp up our Renoa passively while we're doing our thing with the Luke. So let's do more card generation, see what we're getting here. And now this would be perfect if we had a little bit more AP support, because now I would love to activate the instant judgment, but because we were lacking the AP and I didn't have the Divine Epiphany for the Rally to get an extra AP, that would have been helpful, because then we could have activated instant judgment for even more damage output. And now we end our turn and then we deal our damage with Renoa here, which is quite fun. And you already see now, starting with turn 2, this is where it starts getting crazy. What we want to start off is obviously the Seize of the Opportunity, because it's the elite one. We generate shield and we boost our bullet damage for this turn. Now we can do card draw, or we can activate the mute accent, which basically increases our extra damage, and then we do a lot of bullet damage, but we don't necessarily need to do that, so we do want to use Luke first. Get rid of these opponents here, and then we draw cards. Now we're going into the next round, and as you see, we get even more bullets, and now this is where stuff is going crazy. Now let's just get the bullets for our Luke first, and let's see what kind of cards I have in my hand right now. I have way too many cards, so let me try and just get rid of my bullets first, which we have a bunch of. Let's just keep spamming them right now. So we already have 7 stacks of the Dance of the Demon, but you know what, this is not enough. Let's see what we can actually pull out from the deck. Let's pull out the Soul Rip. Doesn't do anything. Let's do the, what is it called, the Adagio. Let's see what we can actually pull from the deck, and then now we can discard a card right here. So I think we just want to discard the Soul Rip right here. Let's activate this card again. What can we pull? Rally. Nice card right now. I don't think we need... yeah, you know what? We can actually discard one of the Dirge Bullets because it activates. So we're dealing damage. Now we can buff our attack and get another one. So now here I want to activate it, since... why not, to be honest? I would love to activate it, but here is where you need a little bit more AP. So this build just needs a little bit more AP. So near, if I can get more support type neutral cards for her, which helps this build in terms of AP regeneration, that would be awesome. But nonetheless, let's do this here, and then we hit the opponent with the Dance of the Demon, deal a lot of damage, and then we go into the next wave. And you already see where this is going. Like, okay, so we can discard up to 2 cards from the hand for each discarded card with cost 1, 40% extra damage, and we can draw 1. You know what? Let's activate this, because we neither need the Amph therapy right now, and we also don't necessarily need the mute accent. But you know what? Let's keep the mute accent for the time being, and let's discard one of our Dirge Bullets right here. Boom. And we're dealing damage, right? Let's use the Tracer, see what is happening. Okay, now we can also just buff damage for 1 turn, plus 20%. This is a buff to Luke's designated bullet card damage, so this does not work for Renoa right here. But we could, if we have already generated enough of these Dirge Bullets, we could activate it, but we have the majority in hand right now. So instead, I could either go with the Last Ditch Assault right now, or with the mute accent, whatever I prefer right now, to be honest. But you know what, I like to use this skill here because I find it cool. The animation is just nice, right? And then, as you see, we're dealing damage. And now this is actually very, very cool and strong, because as I just mentioned, you start off, activate the Outrage of War cards for Renoa, and while Renoa takes her time ramping up, you do your thing with Luke doing all his bullet damage and stuff like that. And once you end your turn, you're using the Dirge Bullets of Renoa to deal even more damage. These two have very, very, very great synergy together, and I just love playing with them. I hope you guys enjoy this team and play them for yourself, because this is absolutely the most fun team I played so far in this game. It is absolutely amazing. The only problem is Zero System. Luke is, by the way, fantastic in Zero System. Renoa is a little bit harder to set up in Zero System because she does need her epiphanies to work there, and she struggles before she really gets her epiphanies there and keep going. But outside of them, the double pistol team, absolutely fantastic and amazing. I do want to try them together in Zero System, and if I get something cool running there, I might do a separate video on this one as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this session right here, right now. There will be a lot more videos coming in terms of combos, guides, whatever it is. There's a lot more, so make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out. And as always, guys, if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. I really appreciate it, and see you with the next one. Deuces.